Greeting poker fans, this is your host QuasiPro from Railbirds.com, and my special guest today is Sam Simon, co-creator of The Simpsons and World Series veteran, who is officially now 6 cashes under his belt. Thank you very much for taking the time with us today.
My pleasure, Ian.
How would you summarize your series so far?
It's been going very well. I've chipped up every day. It's been a steady upward climb. Little hitch yesterday. I don't think I played great yesterday, but I've got, I think I'm over 700,000. And so it's been 100,000, 300, 500. Now I'm sitting at 7. So it's good.
Very nice. Has there been any opponents that have been giving you troubles during the day, or is it, have you been able to steamroll through them all?
No, I haven't. I haven't been in big pots. The biggest pot I was in was I had aces, and a guy was trying to make a move with Jack 10. So I picked that off. And you know, if people are interested in poker, it was a crazy, huge over bet that you know, he must have been tilting or something. It didn't make any sense, but that's the biggest pot I've been in. Otherwise, I haven't even showed that many hands. And you know, like when people talk about abusing the bubble, I was raising, and that's where I got all my chips today. And I was getting, you know, I was just hoping someone would call me. I was ace king, ace queen, aces, queens, kings. It's unbelievable. So
Sounds like you had a good run of luck there.
well, that's certainly, you know, I'll always take the chips. I was very happy with it. But I was just thinking, like, you know, people just don't want to get in a hand then. And even just, I think normally someone would re-raise me just to try to put me in my place. But I really did have the cards. I actually, I never show cards, and I started flipping them over just to show people I had a reason to be doing this.
When did you first fall in love with the game of poker?
Well, I was a recreational player, and still my, outside of this, my favorite game is a 2-5 game that we play in my neighborhood. But I started taking it seriously when the boom started, and when Chris Moneymaker and Greg Raymer, I guess the invention of the whole cameras made me interested in WPT. It was because of the TV. I was watching it, and the idea that you can play with those guys was really exciting. So I was part of the boom, and I've always done pretty well. I don't play a lot. I don't do this very much, but that's how it started.
Was there any player that you had watched on TV and then you had finally had a chance to play with, and you realized, wow, this is the best part?
Oh my God, it's Phil Hellmuth. I don't know, you know, but I really admired him. I had his videos and stuff, and then I played with him, and he was, you know, he's very obnoxious.
He's getting better, though. He's getting better. Yeah, I think he's starting to become more humble. But yes, he has his moments.
The kid at my table is the kid he was fighting with yesterday, and it's like, hey, you know, I mean, I don't know what he expects. You know, it's people want to buzz him, but a lot of time the action is, you know, you kind of think he's playing the game from 10 years ago. I mean, if he doesn't think people are going to raise with Queen 10, you know, on the button, it's like he's kidding.
That's true. Which Simpsons character would you most like to play heads up for a World Series bracelet?
Well, obviously, I would Maggie probably, or Homer, you know. But I actually think like Bart's aggression and wildness, and then Lisa's mathematical analysis of stuff. I think they could both be really good players.
See, I think there's an inherent flaw playing with Homer, mainly because he'd be hard to read. All he'd be thinking about is donuts.
I think like either that, or he'd be, you know, woohoo whenever he got aces, and then realizing he should shut up. It would be I think it'd be a funny episode if they. Probably it's a little late to do it, but.
Do you think there'll ever be a special Simpsons episode on the World Series?
I don't know. I think it's late. I left the show so long ago, but we did. There are a lot of gamblers on the. There were when I was there, and we did a Super Bowl gambling episode, the football episode, and a lot of degenerate gamblers have said, bar none, it's the only true depiction of what it's like to bet football, and that's because we all did it. And then, they aired the show 3 times. And each time the staff got together and we decided, we did the actual teams and the actual spread. We looped it in and changed a couple backgrounds, and we were 3 for 3. If you followed the Simpsons picks, you did well.
Which Simpsons character do you think would have the best chance of winning the World Series?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think Bart and Lisa would have to play online, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't think they're poker players. Oh, wait. The other characters? Gee, I don't know. There's nobody whose character is really, I think would really lend itself to poker. Do you have an idea of someone?
I'm trying to think. Marge wears her emotions on her sleeves, so she'd be too easy.
She would also be so frugal, and she'd be going, oh my goodness, I can't see, he could have aces. I don't think that's right. Maybe Sideshow Bob.
That's true. He's cunning enough that he might be able to pull it off, and he certainly tricked a lot of people to do things that they didn't want to do, so misdirection would be a strength of his.
Okay, Sideshow Bob.
Now, you're sitting with around 700K, you said, with the average being around, I think, about 320K now.
That's got to be 300 for the money, right?
Mm-hmm. What would your strategy be now that we're getting now that we've broken the money bubble?
Well, to be honest, this tournament it's very unique. I mean, there's not a lot of difference between 300 and 700. It's so flat. I think just play your solid game. I hate to be a cliche, but depending on your table and who the other players are, I don't think there's any reason for anyone with 200,000 chips to be gambling. I think you're fine, and people are, getting their stacks in constantly. So I think you got to play tight.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you very much, Sam, for joining us today, and good luck to you in the rest of the series.